The dreaded uneven low beep. I'm going to show you how to fix it, or how I fix it for myself. This is your BurpeeYoga uncle. I do a lot of stuff. One of the stuff I do is running around my house fixing things. This washer that I had is a pretty old, and I got a kit. These are called suspension rods. There's 4 of them that holds the washer inside together. I'm going to show you how to go ahead and install them. They make it look easy, or it looks easy, but it's actually some struggles and tips and tricks. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And you'll see my struggle at around 11:45, the non-edited version. But you can see that I got some battle scars from installing this, and I'll show you how not to get these battle scars, okay? But yeah, it took about 45 minutes total to do the whole change. Basically, it's on the 4 corner of the washer. And I do a lot of other stuff too, like burpees and food travel. So please get a chance to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'm going to show you how to do the tips and tricks of this Whirlpool. Fitness, foodies, and the fabulous absurd. From burpees to Camus, you're never going to know what you're going to get from your BurpeeYoga uncle. Well, here are some of the tips and experience that I went through. The main thing is you got to get the right parts for your washer. You get the wrong parts, sometimes the rods are too long or too short. That ain't going to work. And this particular rod suspension kit I got comes to be used for newer and older machines. My machine is pretty old, so I don't need one of the components in there, but it's included. And the first thing you want to do is get the right tools. You need to have a long screwdriver or something that's long. And then a short screwdriver, you want to open up the back, and then some type of a flat, like a spatula or a putty knife or something like that. Like this is the piece that's very necessary. That other piece is not really necessary because they go together. So once you open up your washer, you'll figure out, how many pieces you need, and the other one you can just discard if you don't need them. That's pretty much all the tools that I used. And before you work on any electrical appliances, make sure you unplug it. And also, the other thing you'll want to do too is make sure you turn off the water, because that's kind of important in case you messed up and you don't want to flood your place that you live. And one of the things that you want to do is when you poke it in, 6 inches from the edges is where, that's where the clip is. I'll show it to you later. It's really hard to do it. So I'll show you in the back video how long it took me to do it. And I got one side open and the other side just would not come out at all. I mean, I was so frustrated. And it was not simple as they say. And I'll try with all my might. You see the clip there? So I was checking out the clips. And then I realized that it's done by pressure. So what I did was I tried to use my screwdriver to do it. And that kind of didn't go well. I was trying to push, when in fact all I had to do was move up and down. And you'll see me just struggling. I was like so mad, like, how am I gonna get this open? The other side opens so easily, and then one, like right here, you'll see it. I'm gonna go like, wow, where is it? And then like there, I push up and I go, oh my God, that was so easy. So that's another thing you can do. You need to have that. I just put, just like that. And that's how I got it out. And once you open it, don't forget to tape the lid, otherwise it'll flap all over the place. Once you open it, you'll see the 2 clips there, around 6 to 8 inches from the edge on both sides, and that's how it actually holds the whole thing together. And it's quite amazing. This is like a 15+ year old machine, so you got a part in. We've never opened it here before. That's why it looks so clean. Such is life, right? But the sucker still runs. And this is the part that we're gonna work on. We're gonna get this rod out. Because the springs, I think, have pretty much had it. And you can see that white holder there. I don't need the second part for my old machine. So the first one on the lower left is really easy for me to take out. All I did was pull up, and it's a little bit heavy, and I just disengaged that white holder, and that's it. And you see that rod there? I have to somehow poke it out and take it out. And so what I did was I'm going to use again, something long. I use a long screwdriver. I'm going to push on the socket, and you're going to actually hear a pop. Yep, and that's it. And you're just going to pull it out, and then you're going to go ahead and try to install the same new component into that particular space. So I'm going to give you a close-up of the socket. So right here, you'll see it. That's inside the socket. So basically, you're going to use a device to poke it down on the top lip part and it'll pop. And that's all you got to do. By the way, all 4 rods are the same. Once you take out the old one, clean up a little bit, and then you're going to proceed to put them in there. So this is actually one of the hardest part. You want to make sure that the blue part is laid out correctly. And then you're going to go in and remember there's a little slit to put in the bar part into the socket. So you're going to do that. And once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go in and pull up and you're going to hear some sound. Listen. Yep, and now it's stuck in good. It looks just like that if you go inside and look. It's very flushed in there. From there, this is going to be the part that's going to be tricky. You can just use your might to pull the rod up through the hole and then install the white holder in there. I tried to first of all use the string to do it. It broke because there was too much tension, so I doubled up the string and then I pull it up. So this kind of seems to work, but I think I might need to be taller or have a stool to have more leverage. You know, I think that could work on this way. And then you got to align it correctly right into the, yeah, see, I'm trying to pull it and trying to install the socket at the same time. I was struggling. So in hindsight, I would have taken a stool and be taller as I'm pulling because I would gain more leverage onto because it's pretty heavy, right? And so as I'm pulling it, I'm trying to adjust and jig that white holder into the rod. And that's the tough part. I'm just struggling. And then finally, one more muscle up. And then I think I finally got it in there. But it was a struggle. And this was actually the first one that I did on the lower left of the dishwasher. But eventually I figured it out how to do it. And then I got it in there. And then once you put it in there, you're going to realize you're going to put it into the middle portion directly opposite of the entrance. And that's another struggle. I had to readjust it and jig it. So and it was kind of there. I was right there. I'm holding it. My hand's actually holding up the whole thing on the bottom. And then finally I done it. And this is the hardest part. And the lower left and the lower right is actually the 2 easier ones. The upper left and upper right, they were even worse, if you can believe it. So I tried a different route by using basically a screwdriver as a placeholder. So I would pull the rod up through the hole, and then I would use the screwdriver as a placeholder. So it's a little bit easier to get the rod up through the hole, but I found out there's a different challenge that happens, right? So that's what I'm trying to show right here, that I'm going to try to pull it up. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with gravity and the springs, and it doesn't want to be there because there's gotta have tension for the washer, the basket, right? So that's what I did right here. So yeah, that works fine. But then the challenge I have now is it's very hard for me to insert the white holder in between, right? There's just not much leverage. So I try to lift it up and try to push it in. But then once I got it in there, I'm having a big challenge of getting the screwdriver out. And you see I'm trying. So at the end of the day, I have to do 2 things. I have to somehow keep that rod up above the white holder, at the same time pull out the screwdriver. And that was pretty daunting. And then so I finally got a chance to do it, but then it just didn't have no adjustment. So you see I got the white holder placed in there, but it's actually in the wrong position. It should be at towards the corner, in the trifecta, like a 3 pie should be on the bottom. So you see I'm trying to adjust it. To make a long story short, you basically kind of need 2 people to do it. One to lift up, hold the rod in place in the hole, and then another person to put the placeholder in the correct way, and then you can put it down. And that's what I did for the upper left and the upper right one, which was even harder, and most people's washers are in a little laundry room. Unless you take the whole thing out, there's really no way to even crawl in there. I mean, I had to take out the back of the washer to do it. I mean, you can do it without it, but that means you have to basically disconnect all the hoses and stuff like that. And lastly, before I go, on the upper right hand corner, there's actually a little holder for the rod because that's where the water and everything goes. So you need to disconnect that before you take it apart. So don't forget that, right? Upper right hand corner, you'll see it, so no matter what, you're gonna have to open up the back to take it out, right? So I would suggest you open the back and lift it, and then that's how you do that's how you would do the installation. But those are all the tips and tricks I have. I'll put it down on the bottom in the description. But you need 2 people to do it. That'll be the fastest. And so I finally did it, right? All 4 pieces. All you gotta do is close it, and you're done. It was an experience. It wasn't as easy as I thought or as I researched it to be. Maybe I'm just not a strong dude. I don't know. But I don't know. If you got a big forearm, I don't even know how you can get your arm in there to begin with. So, I mean, yeah. So it is what it is. So here's my battle scars. As you can see, I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, I got scratched up. So maybe I can wear a long sleeve shirt or something like that. But then it'd be harder for me to videotape. So that's pretty much, yeah, learn from me and do all the tips and tricks. In a little bit, I'm going to show you the entire process uncut. Good luck. If you're down this far, please hit that like and subscribe button.